Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationships, where OP finally realized what a piece of shit his wife actually is. Let's begin. Affair and relationship autopsy. I still want to be with her. Why the hell do I still love her? Posted by Reddit user lolzeros. I became aware of the affair the first week of October. She had been going to the gym more often and had been avoiding couple activities, preferring to spend her weekends with her friends. I became suspicious for no reason, just a gut feeling, the one that I recognize well now. I used to find my phone app that I had installed for anti-theft purposes on the new phone that I bought for her. This showed me that she was indeed in her friend's house. I stupidly pressed the alert function. I think in my mind that it would stop any activities, and by the time I got there with my keys, clicking to alert our car's beeper, she was long gone. I came home, and she was in the bathroom. I know now that she was furiously deleting texts and letting him know that I knew, and that I might be at his house, all crazy. I let her know through the bathroom door that I was home. I felt scared and elated at the same time. Major adrenaline. I called her out. What's going on between you and Mazda? When she came out, she denied everything. Said that she was at the gym. The Find My Phone app was on my computer screen. She could see it. She said that she had to go to the grocery store and pick up some things. She did go somewhere. There was a bag. I started to doubt myself. The route from the grocery store to our house was not consistent where I located her phone. She said she was avoiding traffic lights. She had never taken that route with me, and that was our store. I started to believe her. I couldn't reconcile that she would lie to me in a way this important, for the ramifications of the lie were huge, even though it is exactly what I suspected. We had been together for 14 years, through good times and bad times, always each other's rock. We were a team. I started to believe that I was crazy, mainly because it was easier than believing the truth. She let me know that her honor being questioned was not something she would forgive or forget easily. On the defensive now, I said it was because things were not going well with us, and I was worried and maybe a little crazy. To back it up, I had been sleeping on the couch and drinking a fair amount often, which caused me to snore. I had also gotten really fat and basically let myself go. I like to believe that the alcohol was self-medication due to the lack of affection and low-level depression. But now I know that it was a partial cop-out. I should have been the best version of me that was possible. She did withdraw her affection during this time, but I can't blame anyone but myself for the way I had handled the stress of my new job and the fact that I was taking her for granted and allowing her to pull away. We had sex maybe once, and it was not good. The bottom line is that I became a fat slob who kept her awake at night. In her eyes, she couldn't sleep with that noise, so I made the couch my home. Madden on the Xbox became my emotional outlet. As fucked up as that sounds, and also probably brought back memories and resentment from our baby years when I had neglected her and played video games instead of facing reality. I had started a new challenging job and was preoccupied with that. This has been a big change for me, and one that I thought she appreciated. I had previously been living by good but inconsistent income and had been conventionally underemployed, which had caused a strain in our relationship, as she thought I was holding out for a job in my career in a selfish manner, which was true, but I thought I deserved to do what I loved. I was right in that regard. She did previously love her job, but did not appreciate that she had to work 9 to 5 in a stressful environment to enjoy the same lifestyle as me. I think that she became resentful of not necessarily carrying the income load, but the fact that I didn't have to work as hard to contribute, and when I did it, it was something that I liked to do. In the previous years, she had paid the majority of our bills. These resentments build up, and she definitely has the ability to remember these things long after I have written them off and forgotten about them, even though I was grateful. Her memory of slights is far reaching. She had become distant after I had visited my parents in a faraway state, and right after I came back, the job started kicking my ass and taking all of my emotional energy. That is the backstory. I am trying to be as self critical as I can be. I know I fucked up on relationship levels more than a person should be able to without repercussions. I just wish we had talked. I blame myself for that, but I blame her more for finding another outlet. Fast forward to what a lot of people call Discovery Day. I went to bed believing that I was crazy and that we would work on our problems, which seemed to be all mine. My mistrust and our recent distant behavior. I woke up in the middle of the night, sat straight out of bed because I had the phrase, "the truth will set you free," in my mind. I was having a minor panic attack and went downstairs. I looked at the receipt on the things she had bought and compared it with the time on the iPhone app. It proved that she was nowhere near the gym on the other side of town during the time she was gone. I yelled to her as she pretended to sleep. "You lied. You lied to me." I broke down as the full weight of the truth now sat on my shoulder. She came downstairs as I broke down mentally. She admitted that she liked him. I threatened to leave. She let me know that she loved me, and it was just a sympathy thing with Mazda. She had brought him soup out of sympathy because he was poor and needed looking after. I went back later and checked the soup story versus the receipt. Not true. She said she bought it with cash and put it in a separate bag, which she bought for 5 cents. This is a lie that she had kept going. Even to this day, she won't relent on it. I guess in her mind, it fills a role where she is nothing more but a comforter to this poor, lost soul. She likes to believe the lies that she creates. She later said in bed, after our tears were done, that she should have admitted that she was bringing him soup. The lie sticks in my gall to this day. She was just sad at that point that she hadn't A, either lied better, or B, told a half-truth, which I would have believed more. The next few weeks were brutal. I was full of love and forgiveness for her. I knew that I fucked up in regards of treating her right and wanted to make amends. She let me know what had pushed her to the point of having an emotional connection with someone else. We spent some time together. The next week, she talked to her friend C. She said she was done with him. When she had let him know that we were through, he had just offered token of support. She said this like it would make me happy, but it only made me feel like the second choice, which is exactly what I was. But she felt like saying those things would make me happy. Little by little, the truth iceberg surfaced. Even until this point, she hadn't admitted to the truth. We were doing good, and the white surface was bobbing along the calm sea. I asked her if she would ever hurt me again, and she looked me in the eyes and said, "No, I love you." But below the surface, there was this layer of shit brown lies and deception. This is where it got really bad. The lies continued. She checked her phone more often and hid the number or deleted the messages. I was so sad, but so fearful of losing her, so I didn't make waves. Just trusted what she said, even though I knew it was wrong. During this time, the description of her role with her affair partner, Mazda, changed from best friend to motherly, to soulmate, back to best friends, and then again to mother. One night, while lying in bed, she asked me what I wanted from her. I told her honesty and affection. The look on her face made it clear to me that I had asked the two things that she was unwilling to give me. I am hazy about this time frame, but one night, she threw it all on the table. Things were going good, and I asked her if she would not hurt me again. How naive I was. The look in her eyes as she reclined on the couch, me on the floor, I won't ever forget. She looked at me and told me that she didn't love me anymore, that she was in love with Mazda. I stormed out. I couldn't believe it, even though that she said the same exact thing to me years before about someone else. She packed her bags as I returned to the house and broke down like a pitiful beggar and begged her to stay. I spent the next 2 weeks at my sister's. I realized that she was battling depression and tried to justify her actions against that fact. I got drunk with a neighbor and visited her, and she agreed that I was the best thing in her life and that she didn't deserve to be with me and that we would work it out. We spent a lot of time texting. I rejoined her before my parents were visiting. I asked her to block Mazda's number and delete him from Facebook. She wouldn't, as it violated who she was and her independence. This broke me, and I didn't have the heart to break it off then. She was part of the family, but when she joined us on vacation, it was awkward. She was pining over for another man in a passive, aggressive way. I poured myself out and got a token back. When we got back, we split up again for another month. She needed space. This was around Thanksgiving. Halfway through, I made it known to her that I'm not going to take any more mistreatment. Although in the back of my mind, I knew I would. I went over to see her with the intention of breaking up with her. She knew what was coming. I gave her some ultimatums that I needed in order for us to stay together. Money that we both shared, transparency with her passwords. She was contrite, said that she had a change of heart. She honored some of my requests. She gave me the money. I'm glad about that. I was weak. I believe that she did love me, but I didn't know her heart was split in two. She didn't have the ability to give me what I asked for. The next week had the same results. Lovely text messages, reconciliation, and ultimately enough so that I would be strung along. This is as much fault of mine as it is hers. At this point, I am in the fog as well. The fog that says that this person is going to change, despite the evidence. Fast forward to December, she's keeping all of my boundaries, and I am showering her with affection. We are making mediocre love. She disappears immediately afterwards. No cuddling or reconnecting. Like she has to cleanse herself of me. I feel like I am violating her on some weird level. I am suspicious, but she is keeping the straight and narrow. Here comes my gut. I felt it and drank to gain the courage. We fight about her quitting her job. I asked her if she is still in love with Mazda. She says yes, and I can't work with that. So I kicked her out. Now she's emailing me about love, and I'm starting to buy it. What the hell is wrong with me? Holy shit, OP. That was painful to read. Not because of the things you're going through, but because you kept doing it to yourself, man. You said in the post that this was not the first time she lied to you and cheated, and now, a few years later, what a surprise! She's cheating on you again. You don't forgive a cheater, because once you do, it's guaranteed that they will do it again, because they know that they can get away with it. Yeah, sure, you love her, so you forgave her. And look what that had brought you. Pain, sorrow, and depression. Look, OP, I'm trying to be as sympathetic as I can here. But it's really difficult to be sympathetic with a person that keeps doing this type of things to themselves when they could have just ended it years before and saved them the pain and the heartbreak. Look at what she's doing to you, man. The lies, manipulation, the gaslighting. In fact, the gaslighting was so bad you were about to go to bed thinking that you're the crazy one. Thinking that you are the problem of the relationship. Thinking that her cheating was your fault. You were having nightmares. You were having panic attacks, my dude. That's a very toxic environment. I don't know why you're still in that relationship. It's really bad for you, my dude. I am glad that you got your money and that you kicked her out at the end. But you just said that you're starting to buy the lies again. I hope you don't. But you did post an update and we will be checking that out now. Hopefully, the outcome will be much better. As I was reading the responses to the original post and realizing that she was stringing me along as the backup plan for 3 months and using me to incite jealousy in him so that she could gain a commitment, a friend informed me that they were in a relationship. I checked our phone bill and it was true. A flurry of texts between Mazda and her. She had just sent me an email about how she loved and respected me. I had bought into it because after I threw her out on the 22nd, she had made suggestions that she would work on herself, find herself, and leave Mazda alone for now. I became incensed, grabbed whatever was left of hers, and tossed it in the yard, letting her know via text. She showed up about 5 minutes later, dressed in a baggy pair of his sweatpants. I took frequent breaks. Eventually, her friend showed up. I keep tossing things. She informed me that I was classy. I asked her if she was now giving me lessons on classy behavior. She stayed all night when there were items that her car couldn't fit. She just sat in the car texting Mazda. In the morning, when I woke up, she was carting a few things in the U-Haul. Mazda didn't show up, thankfully for him, as he would have been in the hospital and I would have been in jail. The landlords, our neighbors, watched the whole thing from the inside of their windows. I was a little embarrassed the next day, but one of them had been in a relationship where she was cheated on and was cheering me on from the inside of the house. I felt really good and cathartic at the time, and overall, it was a good experience. I did feel guilty the next day, mainly for letting her shit affect my emotions so much, and stupidly apologized. She said, "I'm not mad, I'm just heartbroken for us." This pissed me off because I was hoping for mutual hate. I could be rid of her manipulations. I'm like putty at this point. I'm still in love with her and in hate. I wish I could cleanse my emotions and get over her, but I don't have a clear roadmap to do that. Wow, that was amazing, OP. You losing your shit and finally realizing that your wife is a selfish, narcissistic, cheating piece of trash is absolutely golden. Throwing her stuff out of the yard, amazing, absolutely amazing. And I can't believe that she had the gall to even comment to you about having class. I mean, compared to what she did to you, you are a fine gentleman, my dude. And even at the end, OP, she's sorry about how your relationship turned out. Even at the end, she's still gaslighting you. She's trying to make you feel guilty. She's trying to put the blame on you. Like it's not because of her cheating ass that this is happening. I can't believe that woman. I'm so glad you got rid of her. And for that, OP, we are really proud of you. And as for another thing, a clear roadmap on how to move on? Well, I'm sorry this may sound generic, but this is really the best advice out there. Lawyer up, hit the gym, and preferably, you can move somewhere far, far away from her. Also, don't forget to change your locks. Good luck on your future endeavors, OP. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.